Hey guys, how you doing? I am back with Gino, my man. Oh my god, we're gonna talk about some stuff and we're gonna have an update on our lives and we're gonna throw in some Yang stuff as always. You guys don't know we support Andrew Yang, full disclosure. But we have other people that we like as well, but that's our main guy, Yang. And yeah, we're just gonna go loosey goosey with the conversation. So let's start. All right, Gino, what's up?
I'm pissed.
Oh
Okay,
gosh.
I'm started off like that. I'm mad. Because I see the hate. I see the hate coming after Andrew Yang, man, and it pisses me off because the dude he says he says what's up, what he means. You know what I mean? He talk about they're coming after Medicaid, right?
Yeah.
They said he's not for Medicaid for all, and now here come everybody. And personally, there's a lot like I see on YouTube. A lot of creators are coming out of YouTube that Bernie Sanders supporters, right?
Yep.
From the TYT gang and stuff like that, right? They're
Yeah.
coming after Andrew Yang because he said that he ain't Medicaid for all, or you should take that slogan Medicaid for all down. Nah, I'm sorry, the dude didn't say that he wasn't for Medicaid for all. You know what I mean? The man said that we're gonna have to transition into it. No matter what it is, you're gonna
Yes.
have to transition into it. Even if Bernie comes in, right? You're
You
not
can't
gonna do
just
it
do
the
it.
next month.
It's
You're
impossible.
gonna have to transition. You're gonna fire all how many millions of people are on private insurance and stuff like that. That right there,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to transition out. The man said he could transition to it. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
believe he said, if I'm for right, I believe he said that you can start lowering the Medicaid age down, and how he's going to start transitioning
Okay.
into it. Am
That's
I
one
correct
way.
on that? Or
Yeah, that's definitely one way. I think so. I'm a bit ignorant on his specifics on his Medicare on Yang's Medicare plan, but I know that's one way, and I think he's for single payer. I think like he doesn't want to eliminate all private insurance like right off the gate. He
he
wants
wants to
people.
get there though. You
Yeah, he
know what I
wants
mean?
to like let the people choose. Okay,
Yeah,
which one do you want? And then naturally, people are
right,
probably gonna go for the Medicare for all. But
right.
he knows that like if you just like force it on people, they're gonna like retaliate and they're gonna be pissed
Yeah,
off.
but well, because like I have private insurance. A lot of people have private insurance, and so Bernie gets in. They're gonna do just knock them all off. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's not how it's supposed to be done, man. You won't have to transition to it. And for them to sit there and say that Yang is not for Medicaid for all, then they're wrong for that. The dude is just he got it mapped out. If you follow him and listen to him, man, he's going to get it there.
Hey, he's being
That's how it
realistic.
is.
Yeah, he's being realistic. He's not like promising you like all this stuff. Yeah, people just have this weird. It's funny. Did you watch this? It's very new, but he was in Las Vegas a couple of days ago, and he was doing this speech slash like Q&A with the youth in politics like group, and like he was doing well with answering the youth question, but like when, like you can tell like people you can tell that like especially the audience like they had the system where they can hold up like this red piece of paper and then they can hold up this green piece of paper. If they wave like this red piece of paper, that means like okay, like they want the speaker to elaborate or they want them to like talk more about whatever or they may disagree on something that they said. And like near the end, like these like two older ladies, they were white, but these two older ladies, they were just like waving their red flag so aggressively because he was talking about like housing. And apparently, like, housing is a very, very touchy subject in Nevada, which is funny because I'm going to be moving there. It's a very touchy subject. And he was trying to say, like, okay, like, the freedom dividend obviously won't stop landlords from being scummy and raising the price, but it does allow people to at least have the ability to maybe look for new places to go, maybe to link up with some other person to, help find a new landlord or to actually deal with the cost, and like they were like, fuck that shit. Like, what are you gonna do to stop it? And it's like, well, I can't stop it. I'm just like, I'm just trying to like be realistic here and say there's
So
not just one.
yeah, exactly. It's like what you gonna do? You
They
either
want the
do or don't.
politician
No,
answer. They want him to
solve it.
to say that, okay, like when I'm in office, there'll be no more scummy landlords and like everybody will have perfectly affordable housing. It's like, that's just not realistic. I'm
Oh
sorry.
man,
We can
no,
get
that's
there.
not realistic.
But yeah, so, and I think it's so weird to like oppose a freedom dividend because it's just more money. Like, yeah, it may, the first couple of months may be hard for people to like know how to use it and to know how to avoid being scammed and know how, like, I get that, but the great part is that is like
It's building
forever. You're
something.
not gonna like
It's
lose
building
it. You can
something.
at least look forward and be like, okay, I fucked up with my money this month, but like let me look forward to next month, and
Yeah,
like I know it's gonna be there. That brings so much
exactly,
more security, and
exactly.
so yeah, I people just don't are not looking holistically when it comes to Yang. I feel
Yeah, man, that dividend is going to solve a lot
it's
of
crazy.
problems. You know what I mean? It's going to solve a lot of problems. And people, the guy came up with such a, it's so funny because
Mm-hmm.
I like to, let's theorize, I like how I like theorizing, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I end up right on this stuff, man. I end up right about like, I really do. I end up right on like, God dang, man, because I'm sitting here thinking because maybe because I'm like I said, I like Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still with him, but Andrew Yang is the one I'm going with because he's
Mm-hmm.
on that other level, right? So I like watching the show on the other side. I'm entertained by the show that goes on the other side. I like the show that's going on. So I'm
Yes.
always interested in both sides. So the thing with Andrew Yang and this whole thing is, like with Joe Biden, right? Let's start with that,
Oh
okay?
man, yeah, we have a lot to
Let's
talk
start with
about.
that, okay? Joe Biden, and they're talking about the VP, you know what I mean? Like he said one comment about, yeah, we talked about it, whatever, and then people just ran with it, boom, ran with it, and said that he's going to be VP. You know, uh, you-
Yeah.
that's not what he said. The man's running for president. You know what I mean? He is
No.
uh he kind of agrees with Joe because I feel like this is my thing. Like I said, I'm theorizing.
Nah, take your
Joe is
time.
coming down. Joe is coming down, right? Let's just say he was up high, he's
Oh
coming
yeah.
down, and he's
Mm-hmm.
falling off, right? So let's just say in one of those worlds that he does win, right? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Let's just say he does win.
Yeah.
The whole base ain't going to probably be behind him. You know what I mean? So he's going to have to get aggressive in there. And let's say he did offer, like, come and be VP, right? Andrew Yang's
Mm-hmm.
the only one that's going to be able to pull that 10% of Trump supporters. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised, and this is what I think. Let's just say Joe wins, right?
Okay.
Andrew Yang, it does go that route, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet Joe would be willing to be like, you know what? We should go with $1,000 a month. We should go,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? We should go with that platform because if he pulls somebody like Yang into his camp, right, or
Mm-hmm.
to that level, then
Yeah.
he would automatically he would be like, well, shit. People are on Trump. Trump's like, God damn, I'm kind of confused. You know what I mean? But Yang's with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yang's with him, and Joe is now pushing. He's going to have to push that $1,000, right? I think that's
Mm-hmm.
how that situation would go if it went that way, my opinion.
Yeah.
But I
No, I
don't.
get
But say
it.
so if he's going to be president, I think that he can be president. Uh, I
Yeah.
do want to go ahead.
Well, I know that it's it's tough because like Yang had that one like video clip where he was talking to this crowd and he was like I don't give a fuck about a seat in like the Biden like White House or whatever, like or the Biden office or presidency. And like I believe he was serious. He really didn't like, he was probably hyped up and he was like, yeah, like what he was trying to convey is like, yeah, I want to be president. Like that's my ultimate goal. But he has said, while he said, he doesn't want to be a part, but that was like a long time ago, first of all. That was like months ago. But he has said that, listen, like, if my ideas can be implemented one way or another, then I'm cool with that too. And the fact that Joe Biden has been coming up to Yang like often, apparently, probably more than we even know of or realize, Yang's like probably changed his tune a little bit. He's like, oh
He
shit,
wants him,
like
man. He wants
so,
him.
so I understand. Like, I was actually in Bernie Sanders' Twitch stream. Like, he was doing a speech in Detroit, and I was like, trying to spread that Yang love, trying to show like, yeah, bitches, we're here, like, and also just trying to be nice because I did enjoy Bernie back in the day. But some people were like, oh well, isn't like I heard the rumor that Yang's gonna be his vice president. Like, what's that all about? I'm like, shit. Like, I can't say no, but like they don't know the full story. It's like he's not. You think he's a sellout pretty much, and it's like, god damn it! Like I hate all of you guys.
You know what? You know what? He's not though.
He's not.
He's not because okay. So they got that super PAC going on thing. Okay,
that's another thing. Yeah,
that's another thing that they're talking about because he's doing super PACs. I don't give a shit. Bernie had a super PAC too with nurses in it. Remember that? If I believe so, he had a super PAC with nurses. If I'm right. But you want to sit there and say one is right and one's wrong. You can't sit there and do that. Man, this man is having a hard time getting his message out. You know what I mean? Once you listen to that message, people flock to it. You know what I mean? Everybody flocks to that message. For an example, this is, around my work and stuff like that. I let this dude, hey man, talk about Andrew Yang, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? But I said that, man, like he came by the other day, he's like, we sitting there talking for a minute. Hey, man, I listened to that Andrew Yang cat, man. I mean, he seemed kind of smart. And I was like, well, check this out. I said, check this out. Listen to this Andrew, it's an hour long, but listen to that. Boy, he came back, boy. His political thinking just popped off in his brain. See, there's a lot of people that are walking around and it's just not, you know what I mean? They don't think about it. They don't think about it because, you know what I mean? It's been a certain way for such a long time. You know what I mean? It's been such a way a long time. That's why a lot of people went to Trump and wanted to blow it up. You know what I mean? That's why it's more of an entertainment value when I watch Trump. I like to see him go off on people. I like to see him call people names and stuff. I like to see his speeches like that when he's tearing Joe Biden and his son a new hole. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like. You know what I mean? And so, but when he hears Andrew Yang and he hears the message, you can't be like, he puts knowledge in your head.
Yeah, you can't stay ignorant.
You can't help. Yeah, you can't say that. And then when he came back, he said, I'm going to look into it. Oh, I'm starting to become political. This is a dude that ain't never been political. This ain't the dude never been political.
Okay, which video did you show him?
That's what Andrew Yang does.
Which video did you show him?
No, the Joe Rogan one.
Yeah.
I put him on the Joe Rogan one.
It's a freaking classic.
That Joe Rogan one is the only one that really breaks down every single step.
Yeah.
Because after he came back to me, after I gave him the video and he came back to me and talked to me that second time, he was all like, he was talking smarter. I'm not saying he's dumb, you know what I mean?
No, it's true.
Like, but he was talking smarter to the idea. Like, I was like, yeah, you've been watching Andrew Yang. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I can tell. But the whole point is that his mind opened up to that realm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the streets and life out here, this is what we do. This is how we live. You know what I mean? But once you start hearing something that can inspire you to think and think out the box, that's what you gravitate towards. And that's why people are trying to stop him from spreading. Because he's spreading and you see what I'm saying?
You gotta love that too. It's like people are, and granted, yes, he's not doing the best in the polls. He's like, still very low single digits. And I think that's going to change in November. I think really after this week, like it's going to change. After Yang2020, it's going to change. But because he's just not investing into it, because he knows it's hard for us because we're like the political insiders at this point. It's kind of weird for us to think like that because a lot of us are new to politics. But the fact is that we're actually the abnormal people that are like looking into everything, watching the polls every day, watching every single interview, every this and that. We know all the names of the candidates. Most people don't know, maybe know Biden, Pete, and Warren and Sanders, and that's it. So now more people, and I think that especially when holidays roll around, when people are being with their families, Thanksgivings, people are talking. Usually you would stay away from politics and religion, all this stuff. But I think that Yang, in his purpose, and talking about the Fourth Industrial Revolution and all of these like really complex problems that seem complex from the outside, are really actually relatable and easy to understand because people see it on the ground. He's not talking about something that, only political insiders know about. He's talking about shit that he experiences. He knows, like, he'll say, I have friends in Silicon Valley that are creating they're essentially contributing to the job loss. Like, he knows.
He knows what's up on the game, man. He's a problem solver, and like you just said, he knows the inside. He knows it. He's been here, he's been there. He's come back, and now he's like, hey, man, I want to change something. There's not too many people that want to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That want to do that, and he tells it like it is. You know what I mean? We're going to have to transition into Medicaid for all. We're going to have to do this. But first step is first. We got to get these people, put some money in their hands, and we got to lift them up. Because the only way to get us to even, like, regular folk to start even thinking about that or really be invested. Yes. That's what I'm saying. I think that's why Joe likes Andrew Yang so much. Because he sees that, man,
it's
this
so
dude.
bizarre.
It's for real. Because you see him. He sees the message. His camp got to see the message. Because if you can put let's just say we get that, and we put people in the money in the people's hands. I feel like there's two things that are going to happen. The Republicans on that side are going to try to take that away. You know what I mean? They're going to try. Right. They're either going to like it or they're going to try to take it away. And once you start giving people money and they start liking it, they're going to fight to keep that money. You know what I mean? And they're a lot of them are going to swing and stay Democrat because of that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My opinion, that's just another theory thing.
No. Hey, here's another theory for you. You mentioned something that I directly related to in terms of liking Trump because of entertainment purposes. My theory is that I think that for the most part, like, human beings, and I guess any creature, but especially human beings have, like, two gears in terms of, like, their thought process. One is, like, we want to help solve problems, whether, back in the day it was like, how can I get away from this freaking tiger that's running after me, trying to eat me? Or we like to be entertained. Like, how can I pass time? How can I have leisure time, enjoy myself, laugh, cry, whatever? And I think that those are the main two gears, either solve a problem or be entertained. So I think a lot of people look at our politics and they're like, well, obviously we're not solving any problems. We're not making any progress. Let me just be entertained and, like, let me just have fun with it. If I can't do anything to help, let me just laugh at it. That's kind of what I think.
I mean that's Trump. What it is. Because I mean, like, when I listen to Young Turk says the same thing. He gets mad. I think that's why I get turned off from TYT, because
I do too.
He bashes Trump supporters more than anything, because it's like political pornography what they shoot out sometimes. Yeah. But what he does have right though is that you got to change the system. You know what I mean? Like today, I think it was a video I seen that he was talking about. Not all Trump supporters are lost. We didn't know what we're doing, we're lost, or whatever. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they can pull them back. You know what I mean? If they get all the established Democrats out. I agree with them on that. You know what I mean? I do. I agree with them on that. You get all the establishment. Now, I want to go into something else too. This is a very interesting comment I heard off of Bill Maher. You know what I mean? And Chris Cuomo. They were talking on the show Friday, and he brought up a very interesting fact that I told you too about this, about the branding. The branding. He even mentioned the word branding. The word socialist. He even brought up a study of if a socialist goes up against Trump. I guess they did a what's it called? Where they ask a lot of people.
Case study or
polling or something.
Polling
like
survey,
that, with the word socialist, right? The word socialist, and it came back like it was down like 6. He says like 6% or something like that. That if you ran up against Trump as being a socialist, that you're not going to win. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that I've been saying that's what Trump's been doing. If you've been watching it, he's been screaming, socialist is bad, socialism, with the 4 horsewomen, you know what I mean? Like the squad and stuff, that you trying to link them and stuff like that. He's so good at that, right? Yeah. He's so good at that. Now Andrew Yang comes out, right? Andrew Yang comes out and he talks. He's a what capitalist? Yeah, that's right.
Capitalist, yeah. More
He's about
enthusiast.
yeah. He's more. I feel like he's more in the middle. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like he's more in the. He has those left sides, but I feel like, in my opinion, when I look at it as a Trump supporter and still riding with Trump, I see him more in the middle than I do way out there where Bernie is. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you go with Bernie. Let's say he wins, okay? Let's just say he wins.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time believing that he is going to go and win against a powerhouse like Trump, man. And
Yeah.
the only reason why I say that is because of the money. I give you clips of the money that's been going in. You know what I mean? I send you videos on the money that he has. He's already, man, he's close to $1 billion on his campaign, man.
Yeah.
$1 billion. And right there, that's right there is scary, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like honest. It's very scary and it's impressive. It's like seeing like a villain like arise from the grave. It's like wow, like the more you feed him, the bigger he gets. And by feeding, and Yang talks about this all the freaking time to the media. He'll say like, listen, the more we talk about this dude, we're just like making his supporters even more upset with us because we're like bashing on him and in turn we're bashing on them. And then it's making them like it's creating this like underdog story effect. And it's like, oh my god, like Trump's in office and they're trying to do this to him, and he can definitely go out on the campaign trail and be like, listen, like they're trying to impeach me, but I'm still gonna be here. Or Pence, if not me, Pence. I mean, it's not gonna say that, but people know it's like, okay, let me fight harder for Trump to be here. People double down. Like people are not gonna switch over just because you. It's just like nobody knows like human psychology. It's like this is not, you can't just continue to demonize him because one, it makes you look stupid because how can you lose to this guy who's apparently an idiot and like does all this bad shit? Like how did you lose to him? DNC and all this and everybody else.
Right.
Like you can't, you have to like face the music. I mean, they haven't.
The big orange monster ate the Clinton machine.
Oh yeah,
just think
destroyed
of that.
It.
Ate the Clinton machine. The big orange monster ate the Clinton machine. And then you want like man, you got, if anybody that could go up against him, you got to hit him with what Andrew Yang's talking about.
Hit him with the truth, really, because
hit him with the truth, man.
Had some certain level of truth, not a whole lot when it comes to the wall and immigration and stuff. Well, a little bit of border security, yes. However, the truth that people were attracted to him was, the fourth branch of government, which was and still is our establishment media, and that hasn't changed, and it's not going to change until we kind of do have a leader like Andrew Yang to help combat that and to really call it out for what it is, and not only calling it out, but actually put forward a solution on how to fix it. So Andrew Yang, one of his solutions are, of course, democracy dollars. Getting the money out of like lobbyists and like having our lobbyists control the narrative and having the people control the narrative.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a shame that he can't like delve more into it because people are so caught up on how are we gonna pay freedom dividend, how are we gonna pay for it. It's like, oh my god, you guys.
That's easy. The dividend's easy.
It is. That's why he keeps telling.
He got that more figured out than Elizabeth Warren copycat is doing. You know what I mean? He got plans. If you look at, he got plans. You talk about Elizabeth Warren got plans. Elizabeth Warren copy plans.
Shit. She does not have.
So. She's such a copycat, man. I sit there and think, man, she was riding with Clinton. You were riding with Clinton. You were riding in the deep with Clinton. You know what I mean? And then you turn around and you copying Bernie Sanders every single move. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, man, get out of here, man. She needs to ride off into the sunset. Man. I'm sorry.
Warren is an opportunist at the core. Like, whenever she sees a window so she can just jump in and take over, that's what she's going to do. It's apparent by, how she defended, her, labeling herself as a Native American or, Indian. I don't know the proper term, but she defended that for a long time, and it's just like, I just can't. It's honestly ridiculous, but I think that it's a shame that people think like this, especially women, but females are just they're voting for her because she's a woman. That's it. Like she has a vagina. And that's it. And they don't know anything about her policies. You know, they can quote that she has a
But
plan,
she
but they
say,
can't.
I seen one that he said one of her things was, if you go to jail, if you go to jail, you get a dick. You ever see this? What Bill Maher said? I
Who said
swear to
that?
God. But Bill Maher, he said, well, you go to jail, you get dick because one of her policy is like they're talking about paying for all. If you go to jail, you pay for all your transgender, surgeries and stuff
Oh,
like that.
oh,
And Bill Maher, hey, so Bill Maher was like, he was saying that. So
that's interesting.
yeah,
That's a
but
bizarre policy to focus on. But yeah, it's more pandering. You know, you can just tell like none
that's
of her
all it is.
policies align with at least Yang's policy like tell a freaking story. But you can
I'm
like
waiting. I'm
yeah.
waiting for her to come out with the hot sauce in her purse. You
Oh
know what
my
I mean?
gosh,
She gonna.
she was so do that. That's the thing. Like if
Speaking
she
about her,
yeah.
speaking about her, she put her toe back in the, she's putting her toe back in the little, trying to get back in there, right? You know what I mean?
Where?
Oh, Hillary,
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
Hillary tries to
everybody's
stick her
trying to do
toe
that
back
now.
in. Well, I see what Saturday Night Live start making fun of her because she just need to go away, man. You know what I mean?
She's
She just need to go away
she's
because she gonna
not.
ruin it for everybody if she even steps into it. Like I think Bloomberg even said that he was going to jump in because they don't have an established candidate. If Joe can't do it, you know what I mean?
Tell me about it.
They,
Yeah.
I think it's funny though because the Saturday Night Live they were making fun of her about that, and or just just making fun of her
Trying to get
all
back
types
in
of
it.
ways. Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
don't want her to because they want her to say you know what I mean. She might as well just jump in front of a train and start it all over. You know what I mean?
I know. It's so bizarre
Her
how
political
like
career dead.
I know it is so freaking bizarre
Let
how
her go. Let her go, man. She don't need to be here.
it just goes to show that like sorry guys I'm trying to like Facebook and its notifications were beeping away. There you go. It just goes to show like how much like power she has to like even she's kind of like threatening like hey I'm gonna jump in and it's just like who the hell are you like obviously
That's
she
not that was that podcast with was it Tulsi Gabbard. You know what I mean? That's why she said
yeah
that. Now then she backtracking on it. You know what I mean? Because she sounded dumb. She sounded dumb. Everybody's a Russian agent. Hey, a Russian agent. My grandma's a Russian agent, man. Bill's a Russian agent next. You know
I
what I mean? Like, get
know.
out of here. Shut up with that stuff, man. Move on. You know what I mean? Move on with
Yeah, what
that.
are you gonna
You
do
want
to actually help us instead of just like talk about the
to shoot, man.
problems? It's like
Man,
crazy.
like, that Russian, get over it, dude. That's why I say Andrew Yang, he talking about the problems of what we can do. We need him in there. You know what I mean? People listen to him. What about the impeachment thing? What do you think? What do you think that's going now?
Nothing. I like my people keep saying that. I mean, okay. First of all, if he does get impeached, like there is a process to him actually getting kicked out of office. It's not like the final straw if he does get impeached. It's like people forget that that's no. There's
He
more
wants to
stuff
get
he.
impeached. My opinion.
Oh, ooh, you
He
think
wants to
so?
get impeached. That well, I mean, yeah, of course. You know why? Because it keeps him in the news, right? It keeps him in the news,
Yeah.
dominating over everybody else. It keeps him in the news. This whole thing, you know what I mean? Like the Democrats not even holding the vote. If they was going to do it, they could hold the vote. You know what I mean? Do the vote, do the thing, let it roll. You know what I mean? Let it go. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's do it. But they're not even
Mm-hmm.
holding the vote, man. They're not even holding the vote. So, well,
Yeah.
he's like, oh man, I need to keep this in the news. You know what I mean? I need to keep Joe Biden in the news. I mean, because that's who he wants to run against. I mean,
Yeah, he does
that's
want to
it.
want exactly, and it's
That's
like
who.
my mom, like she's a great person, but it's I can't freaking yank her yet because she's like again, she's one of the people that she's not trying to get into politics right now because it's just like too much and it's like there's too many candidates and it's like too like negative. It's like people
Yeah.
don't really want to get into that. But like she watches, some mainstream media news, and she said to me like a couple weeks ago, like, "Oh, Trump's trying to like bash Biden of all this Ukraine shit and stuff. And so she kind of reason in her mind that oh well, that means that Biden is more qualified because Trump's trying to not or trying to delegitimize him. I'm like, no, that's not how it goes. I know, right?
Your mama's like my mama. My mama heard the word Trump. It don't matter what it is. We talking just regular stuff. You know what I mean? And I'll try to get her sometimes. I'll tell her what's going on and bring her into it. But once she heard the word Trump, boom, she shut down. You know what I mean? She shut down and be like, oh no. No. Trump bad. Trump, everything Trump does bad. You know what I mean? So she shuts down once she hears the word Trump. So
and that's why. And my dad's kind of in the same field. He's more tuned into it. But he still said the same thing. I'm not gonna watch the debates. Both of my parents, my mom's a boomer and my dad's Gen X. None of them watched any of the debates. So to me, I'm like, okay, now this is why I know that it's probably better for Yang to wait to use the money to go full throttle. But it's still nerve-wracking for us because it's he's not doing well in the polls, and I get it. In reality, he probably is. When it comes to people, oh god, don't get me started on the poll right now. But when it comes to Republicans switching over to Democrats and first-time voters, they're not.
TYT just did a report on Buttigieg and talking about. I guess he got. There was a couple of officers that were black fired. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm surprised any black people vote for Buttigieg, man. And Elizabeth Warren, she can't even get them, so that's why she's going after the white vote so hard. You know, that's what I see. That's why. But I think after some people start clearing out and he's hanging in there, you know what I mean? The more his message gets out, the more super PAC or the more people that support him, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People coming out support him, celebrities and stuff. More people can give him more money and stuff like that. Get his message out. People are going to see it, and he's going to be able to pick it up.
It's going to shoot up like crazy. I mean, and there's a couple of things. Yeah, the super PACs. I know more about super PACs than I ever did, and I know that you can't stop a super PAC from forming. In fact, super PACs are better than regular PACs because if you're a super PAC, you have to be very transparent on what you're doing and how are you using the money and how are you doing this and that. So that's why people are doing that. First of all, second of all, people are getting on his on Neg's back because he said that if they want to advertise for me, then go for it. That's not the same as him accepting a huge big donor. I mean, he's not saying not to do that, but he's just saying, okay, yeah, go for it. And I understand that listen, Yang, I believe, and it all comes down to trust really. I believe that Yang is, if he had a choice, he would go through this whole election process without any big donors, without any large dinners or large fundraisers or whatever. But
do you care about super PACs?
I don't.
That's the honest. Do you care if he has a super PAC or not?
I don't actually. I know that there are some around, and I think they do some good work. They're not. They. I
don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care. A lot of people I know don't care. I guess, but a lot of conservatives. That Republicans, they've been using super PACs big, they don't get knocked for that, you know what I mean? But that goes into the politics, into the money. But see, Yang is talking about one thing, you know what I mean? Yang is talking about the Yang bucks, you know what I mean? He's talking about that's what he's going to try to change, you know what I mean? You get in there, there's going to be resistance on that. I'll tell you that big time. Try to.
Yeah, it's funny. It just goes to show that most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Most people just have no idea what is what, and they're just headline reading, and they're not really digging into any of these topics that they claim to know a lot about. And it's I was in I mentioned before, I was in Bernie Sanders' Twitch stream, and when honestly I just randomly was not randomly, I knew that there was going to be a stream for the San Francisco rally, but it didn't start yet. And I saw on my recommendations that Bernie Sanders was going live. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, let me check this out. I never saw this like recommendation there, so let me check it out. And then I saw that he was gonna have a rally, and or he was currently having a rally slash speech in Detroit, a really big stadium, all that stuff. And I was in there, I'm like, okay, let me try to like slowly but surely like get Yang's name into the chat, like get people like used to seeing like, like, hey, like, heart, like Bernie, I like Bernie, I like Yang too, and like do that stuff, right? I know how to do it, be like and everything. And most people.
What is this? John Cena follows. Yang Gang. He follows Yang Gang. John Cena does.
I don't know if that may be breaking news.
I'm about to see if that's the real John Cena.
You check that out, and I'll keep talking about my story. Yeah, you definitely check that out.
51.1K, 11.7 million followers. That's him, man. That's him. He follows. He likes.
Does he follow him, or did he like something? He was like, okay, I like Yang.
He liked the UBI, the mark. I'm surprised. Let me see this. It's on my feed right there. There's the UBI march. Is that what it is? The UBI march?
Yes, it's a UBI march / rally that's happening right now. It's like freaking
it says
crazy.
John Cena follows. Okay. I guess he's following this whole setup on it. That's cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's really big, honestly.
I'm not saying that he ain't staying.
I was struggling, dude. I was like, damn, I don't want to like quit on Jeno, but I want to see the rest of this freaking stream here.
Go watch it, man. You know what I mean? I got stuff to handle.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'll just like leave. I'll just finish up my Bernie thing. So, and then we'll call the wraps. But yeah, right. I was in the chat, and then most people were met with the same freaking like ridiculousness. Like, oh my god, Yang is like too capitalist. Like he's like Silicon Valley like shill and all this stuff, and they just said they just disliked Yang. It's like, okay, clearly this is like a weird like Bernie Sanders supporters have this like crazy like weird attachment to Bernie, and they just want him to have this like retribution thing about getting the presidency because it was pretty much stolen from him last cycle, which I understand. But at this point, like, you can't just like have this visceral reaction to Yang. Like, Yang is like more aligned with Bernie than any other person. Like, they hate everybody. They hate like Warren, Biden, all these people, but they especially hate Yang. And it's like, okay, you guys are like jealous, aren't you? Like, no, man. Like, you guys are a bit jelly. That's the vibe that I was getting. But I'm glad that I was still very positive, and I was like, listen, like, I respect your opinion, but like I think Yang's the real deal, and like I voted for Trump, but I'm voting for Yang, and if you think that he's not gonna grow like after this, you're fucking like you've lost your mind. So yeah, I think that the Bernie bros are gonna stay with Bernie. And the way that we're gonna grow is by people dropping out. Like Castro's on his last leg, Booker's actually on his last leg, even though the mainstream media had you think otherwise. And Amy Klobuchar is like really coming up next to being, done. Beto is almost done. So when those people start going, then they will rise. That's my final my final piece when it comes to that.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I love it. We'll check in. We'll do another video. I'll collect my data.
Yeah, you collect your data, and I'll keep doing my shit. Obviously, I'll have a lot to talk about after Yang-Palooza, and by that time, I'll probably be in Las Vegas, so that's gonna be interesting. Whew, okay, thank you so much for being here, Jeno, and it's just so much fun.
Again, give you a different perspective on the Trump side there a little bit.
Yeah.
And Yang side.
We need it. Bye, guys, and have a good one.